Good afternoon, YouTube. This is man always yours page, aka the Emperor of Few and Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, this weekend we have a big show coming up, and it is the official start for the women's bodybuilding division. As you know, bodybuilding, the IFB bodybuilding season started actually back in March with the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. But as we all know, Arnold does not have these particular divisions at his show. That is women's bodybuilding, physique, or figure. So technically, to me, women's bodybuilding division doesn't really start till this show, and it is the Triple O Dynasty, and it's being promoted by 3 Olympia champions. We have here women who I've been following for quite some while. I give respect for them. We have here the seven-time, Miss Figure, Olympia champion, Sydney Gillen. And she's on her way for 8th title. She might get it. And right here we have here four-time, Miss Olympia champion, Andrea Shaw. As you know, I'm a fan of Miss Shaw. I think she's an amazing lady. It's great that she's promoted the show. And also we have here the two-time, Miss Olympia fitness champion, Whitney Jones. Sorry, I want to say that. But, Whitney's been wild for quite some time. We wish her, she was recovering after her last Olympic performance where she pulled a shoulder, and she looks like she's in good shape. So these ladies had stood up and done something that is, needs to be done more, especially by the women in sport, and it's promoting this show, the Triple O Dynasty. And it's going to be in Arizona tomorrow, and it's going to be around about, it's going to be around about afternoon time for us, around about 1, and then the show is going to start 11 in their time in Arizona. So this is the list, and usually, as you know, when I do these videos, I wait to see when the list is officially out, because sometimes, there'll be like some competitors who just got on the last minute, and you don't want to say, hey, I'm announcing this, and then they forget to announce somebody's name. So I usually just wait a couple of days when the list is officially set up, and you have all the names and who's competing here. And there's amazing ladies here, and some ladies, if you follow my channel, I have done interviews with are doing this show. And some ladies are making their debut as pro bodybuilders. And like I said, even though there's not a lot of names on here, it's a good list, in my opinion. Here we have the lovely Mrs. Lena Petek. If you remember her, I interviewed her last year. She earned a pro card back in 2022. And this would be her pro debut. We were talking on a while ago on social media. I mean, she's kind of nervous, but she's really excited about this show, and this is a great opportunity to prove how she's going to develop and how she's going to do as a pro bodybuilder. Next up, we have here I'm going to address her by her proper rank and position, Major Michelle Bogdan. Now, Michelle, I interviewed her last weekend, and this will be also her pro debut. Now, she earned a pro card at the 2023 North Americans, along with Brittany Parrish, Han Hussein, and my dear friend Amanda Snooks. And she is an officer in the United States Army, and we say it again, as I always say like this, we appreciate the sacrifice she's made for our country. And also she's a posing suit designer, and she's a lady she's a jack of all trades. So I give her much respect for what she's doing. Next up, we have here Teresa Voxic, who's been a 2-time Olympic competitor. Now, last year, she didn't qualify for Olympia. She only did 2 shows, which was the Toronto Super Show and also the Tampa Bay Pro. Didn't get her qualification in those shows. Remember, that was the shows where, she's really thinking about this show might be her possibly the only show she's going to do this year, because she was set to hope this show will get her qualification for Olympia this year. So let's wish her best of luck, and we might see her get to go to Olympia again. Next up, we have a lady who I did an interview a while back. I consider her a friend. She's a great lady. She recently just moved here to the United States from Mexico. And we have here the lovely Miss Gabriela Pena de la Vega, or Gabby Vega. And, she's been competing since last year, and she's been, I think, consistent a bit. I think she did 2023, 2022. Ever since she switched from physique to women's bodybuilding. So let's wish her best of luck. Next up, the lady who just got her pro card last year, just pretty much around about the Olympia, at the Olympia Amateurs, and here's from Spain, Martina Lopez. Now, Martina did a couple of shows before the Olympia. One of them was a pro qualifier, but wasn't enough competitors to get a pro card. So she came here and did the Olympia Amateurs, and she got a pro card. She looked pretty good. I think she won in her her class, and she competed for the overall. But like I said, I think she's a great physique and great look. Right here we have one Miss Julie Schultz, and she competed as a physique competitor, but now she switched over physique to women's bodybuilding. So this is going to be her debut as a bodybuilder. She has competed since I think 2022, last time she competed, and I hope she does the best of luck at this show. Also, these ladies who are on the list, except for Teresa and the next ladies are who I mentioned, are competing in women's Master 40 plus. And the next lady who's not competing in Masters is Julia Wetzel. Julia, she earned her pro card at the Toronto Super Show, beating Teresa Vasic. She took second to Natalia at New York Pro and second to Sherry Pirami at the Van Isle Show. She was in top 10 at the Miss Olympia, but like I said, it was only 10 competitors. But she looked pretty impressive. But from what I'm seeing her, I think she looks pretty good. There's a good chance she might, I don't know, it's going to be a battle between her and Teresa for qualification. So wish the best of luck. And also, lady right here, she's competing in Masters. That's one Miss Laura Zuniga. Miss Zuniga is going to be, I think last year she competed at the Masters World Championship, where she was doing both women's bodybuilding and physique, sorry. But like I said, I would say she should try to do open too. We can have at least 8 ladies in the open division, but it's up to her. Here we have the list for the physique division. And this is, like I said again, a surprise. Technically, there's 5 ladies and only 4 are competing in the open class. It's just 5 competing in the Masters Plus and only 4 competing in the open class. That's a surprise. Usually you have a stacked number, but I think some ladies are probably trying to wait for the shows later on in the year, like something like the New York or also the Tampa or Chicago, which is trying to get their qualification for the Olympia. Here we have one Miss Alejandra Velasquez, and she competed a couple of shows. She competed at the Van Isle show last year, and also I believe she did the Europa Championships too. So she's a possible contender for Olympic qualification. Next up, we have one Miss Trisha Downing, and I believe this is going to be her pro debut. Next up, we have one Miss Bridget Gilman, who competed also at the Atlanta show, and also she did I believe she did the if I remember correctly, I think she did the Masters Championship too, if I remember. But like I said, she looks pretty impressive. Next up, we have here is one Miss Ann Gruber. And Miss Gruber, she competed I believe at New York and also I think the Pittsburgh Pro. I remember the first time I saw her competing was at Savannah Pro in 2022. So there's talk that she might be a possible Olympia qualification contender. This might get an Olympia. From what I'm seeing on social media, she looks pretty good. It's all between how the other ladies' condition come in and how well they're going to do. But there's a proper chance. I think it might be better than her and Alejandra. Next up we have here is Jolene Floops. If you know Miss Floops, she's partners and friends with my dear friend Miss Eunice Kitchen. Her and Eunice run the Bad Rap brand, and they're gonna be there. They also sponsor this show. Jolene is just competing in Masters, but she could have tried to do the Open too. Never know how she looks pretty good. She might do pretty good in Open just as does Masters. So let's wish Jolene the best of luck. Now, this is the list for the figure division, and it's really stacked. There's a lot of ladies competing at this show. The thing is, like with figure, I don't follow as much. I am following bit by bit, but there's so many competitors here. There's some ones I just can't really, really keep up with. But there's 2 ladies who really get my attention the most. First off, what we have here is Wendy Fortino. Wendy has been a multiple-time Olympic competitor. She's been a top 10 competitor in the past. She's pretty good last year. There's a good chance that she might get a qualification for the Olympia this year. But one lady who I really follow, and I've done content about her before, and that is one Miss Maggie Watson from Canada. Maggie just has amazing physique. I mean, wow. I mean, there's a good chance it might be a battle between her and Wendy for Olympic qualification. Or, like I said again, it's a stack list. There might be a couple of ladies who might try to maybe take that opportunity. But like I said, I feel like I'm leaning between Wendy and Maggie because they've both been in Olympia before. But like I said, it's all about what condition you come in, what look is going to have, what judges are looking for. But like I said, most of these ladies also are competing in 40 plus. As you know, 40 plus you don't qualify for Olympia, but hey, you get a little prize money, a little. So anyway, this show is going to be tomorrow, April the 6th at 11 o'clock, Mountain, which will be around about, I think, 1 o'clock, or is it, I think it's going to be at 1 o'clock our time in East. Like I said, I'm really excited by the show. I'm going to watch it. The live stream is reasonable. It's $40. Compared to some live streams, it can be expensive, but you know what? I think it's worth it because this is the opportunity to give a show that really given the opportunity for women's bodybuilding, physique, and figure. Also, one of the other promoters of the show is Natalia Abraham Correjo. Like I said, and I'm not a big Natalia fan, but I do respect what she's doing now, stepping up. And she was a Miss Olympia champion, and this is a show that's representing her division. And she's going to be visiting this year. She's going to do, I believe, the New York show and also Pittsburgh Pro, defending her titles. And also the head judge of this show is Sandy Williamson, who is a very popular judge. I think she's top of her game. I hear a lot of people talk about her, and she really give good critiques to competitors about how they should come in and conditioning. But like I said, I want to shout out again both Whitney, Sydney, and Andrea for both stepping up and giving the opportunity for their divisions. Well, we'll set with simply with Whitney. She's fitness is not in this show, but maybe next year. There's a good chance maybe next year. Like I said, if the show does good, and maybe they can add a couple more divisions on here. I know most definitely if you had a men's division on here, more promoters would jump on it because they would often put money more behind the men's. Also, divisions like maybe wellness or bikini, those are becoming more popular divisions now in women's bodybuilding. More promoters will probably back it, but let's see how the show does, and I hope more people watch it and people go see it. Maybe someday down the line, if financial situation is better, I wouldn't mind going to Arizona. I'm not gonna fly. I'm gonna try to see if I can get see if I can catch a bus, something like that. I don't know, but maybe fly. I'll take that chance. So anyway, shout out to both Whitney, Sydney, and my girl Andrea Shaw, and good best of luck to them at this show. And reach me on our George page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.